Hello, good day. I would like to share with you on the recent Nasdaq move and also on Alibaba as well. This is going to be a very quick update because I'm still having to spend much of my time on my daytime job. So let's go into the analysis. So recap. Previously, I mentioned in 15th of July video about the most of my US stock have been sold away, and if we look into the Nasdaq trend itself, you can see that over the few years that's trending from 2008 until now. Whenever there is a black swan event, the drop will be very drastic, as you can see in 2008 and also during the COVID time in 2020. There will be an experience of a drastic drop, easily more than 15% in a very short time. Yeah. And during those time where there is a correction, basically in the 2011, 2016, and also recently in 2022, typically the overrun Nasdaq will revisit the moving average again, as you can see here. Secondly, on Monday, I posted some comment on C. Firstly, I talked about Tencent divest in C, and also on the areas that C have also disbanded their investment arm that was invested in one of the investment called FTX, and also on Garena, that the gaming section where you can see that the active user is coming down. Therefore, I wasn't very positive on the earning when then the price was at $57. So you can see that on C itself, there's about a white pulp, and currently the price is below $40. And if you look into the Nasdaq next by looking into the Nasdaq itself, right? As I have mentioned, during the 2021, no, 21 2016, and 2022. The Nasdaq that have been oversearched probably have to touch base on the moving average again. And if you look on 30 July, the Nasdaq have been running quite high out for quite a long while. Right, so I mentioned whether is it going to be a black swan or we have to position size, just in case the Nasdaq actually do a correction or a pullback. So as you can see now, Nasdaq have done a pullback, and within the 3 weeks time, it have erased what it have run for since in June on the indices. And when the Nasdaq pull back, most of the US stock share within the Nasdaq have a much more bigger pullback, easily about 10% if you look into Apple, Tesla, etc. So this is in line with the analytic previously when position size by moving out mostly on US stock. So what I think of a probability is the pullback will probably hit the moving average, but you have to watch out whether it can stay above the box range, not within the box range. So if it's going to stay above the box range in the next 2 to 3 weeks time, probably end August or early September, then we can see what is the next price formation, right? Whether it's a quick rebound above it, or it's going to stay there with a higher probability of breaking down to the next support area. So next on the Alibaba price action. So Alibaba have been moving in this bulk range for a long time, since April to July. So in July time frame was right that it will break through and it move into the second box area. Yeah. So that's where I mentioned that the longer it stay in the second box range, the better it is. But as of this week, even though Alibaba on last week have posted nice earning, it have break below and go back to the first box range. So if watch out whether today if Alibaba can retest and get above $90. If Alibaba is not able to stay within the above the $90 box range, then probably it will revisit within the range of the second box, yeah, which is the previous support that we're looking at. Yeah. So in short, on the Alibaba, I was doing a call option at 94 with a nice earning coming in. I have moved it to 100, and with that, I was roll over to 100 at $8.70 with a debit of $123. But today, because Alibaba price range had come down, so basically I have buyback at $4.40 with a credit of $860. So the overall credit received from Alibaba by selling call cover option at $100 is $737. So these are more of a longer periods of holding, uh, and it's not those instant noodle type of option. So do stay tuned, and these are not financial advice, it's just my projection. So do stay tuned because I will need to work out on the areas of what I'm doing with C, which I have studied their price action and sell some cover call at $40 because on that day when it dropped to around 40, I have to in a 100 share position. And then also on JD as well on what is my thinking process, although they meet the revenue but they did not meet the EPS. Okay, do stay tuned, and it's going to be a volatile period from now onwards and into the September timeframe. Stay tuned, subscribe, and I will update you the soonest on this weekend.